So for our first example here, we're going to be looking at some data by Baltimore Neighborhood Indicators Alliance. They have amazing, awesome data sets, basically looking at by neighborhood rates for things as common as like fast food establishments, as maybe more obscure as domestic violence, or as the number of car accidents, or the number of reported crime rates. And so we've got a whole bunch of different data, and this is the regression equation off of two variables. The variables we're actually looking at here is the absentee rate, chronically absent percentages by neighborhood. This is our X variable, and then we're using that to actually predict here violent crime rates. So Y is violent crime, and it's violent crime very specifically about per 1,000. Now it's important we tell you that because it might be per 10 people, per 100 people, or it might just be an overall violent crime occurrence rate. So it's important we understand exactly what we're measuring this as. So we have absentee, chronically absent children, and this is by percentage, specifically in 9th through 12th grade, and we're using the absentee rate to predict how much violent crime there is in the neighborhood. Now, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and dissect this prediction equation. And when we look at it, one of the first things I notice here is that I have a negative y-intercept. That is b naught, in this case, is negative 9.19. What this means is if I plugged in x equals 0, I would get out y hat equals negative 9.19. Technically, what this tells me is that if I had a 0% absentee rate in 9th to 12th grade kids, I would see a negative amount of violent crimes committed. Now, it doesn't really make sense, and in fact, a lot of times the y-intercept doesn't actually have a real application. It's just there to kind of adjust our line up or down. After I've noticed that, the next thing I notice is I have a positive slope. That is b1 in this case is 0.8038. And what this is telling me is for each 1% increase I see in absentee rates in kids between 9th and 12th grade, I'm seeing an increase of about 0.8 violent crimes per 1,000 people. So that is for each 1% increase in the kids that are absent, I'm seeing a 0.8 increase in violent crimes per 1,000 people, which is kind of interesting itself. Now I want to go ahead and use this line, and in order to use the line, I'm going to have to choose some values and plug in for x.